What type of progesterone cream is best? Hey there, welcome to Ask the Fertility Experts, a daily Q&A show where we'll be answering your fertility questions. I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fab Fertile. We specialize in low AMH, high FSH, diminished ovarian reserve, and premature ovarian insufficiency or failure. I will be joined by Dr. Tabatha Barber. She is triple board certified in obstetrics, gynecology, menopause, and functional medicine. If you have a question, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, leave me a DM and drop your question there, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram. Take care. What type of progesterone cream is best? And this kind of goes with the self-prescribing piece. So it's really important to work with a practitioner when you're working with hormones, because a lot of times there's these generalized recommendations. Ooh, my progesterone is low. I better take a cream. And maybe even a well-meaning doctor has prescribed something for you, or you're doing it by yourself. But is that the right approach? And it's kind of like that Band-Aid thing where you touch one thing and something else goes off. So let's just start with the question about the progesterone cream. Which ones do you recommend? And then we can kind of talk about, that not looking at just the progesterone.
Yeah. So progesterone cream, you want it to be bioidentical, meaning it's coming from a wild yam and it acts like our natural progesterone in our body. The over-the-counter supplements that you get in these creams and oil forms are a pretty low dose compared to the doses sometimes required for fertility issues. I will say that. But sometimes it is enough if you just have a luteal phase defect or you're coming off a birth control pill, different scenarios. Or you're ovulating, but maybe not consistently, then you can use the creams and the oils. So I personally often recommend Designs for Health because it's an oil and it's just absorbed really well, but it can be messy and hard to use. But I would really like to reiterate the point that you made, Sarah, that you don't want to just try some progesterone cream willy-nilly, because your body doesn't make progesterone cream at the same level every day of the month of your cycle. Your hormones fluctuate, and you need to make sure that you're getting the appropriate doses at the appropriate times. And so I find that a lot of women, what they end up with is irregular bleeding and just kind of confusing the situation for themselves when it's not, somebody guiding them using it.
And so for some reasons for, if you know off the top of your head, like some reasons for low progesterone, what could those be?
So naturally, our progesterone decreases as we age because we don't ovulate consistently. We start to have less eggs left to ovulate. And so if you don't ovulate, you don't make a corpus luteum cyst, which doesn't produce progesterone in that second half of your cycle. Another big reason is chronic cortisol production. So too much physical stress, mental or emotional. So over exercising, training for triathlons, that kind of thing. Being stressed at your job and miserable, being in a dysfunctional relationship, anything that's pumping out cortisol every day and like making you up here, you're in this sympathetic dominant state all day long. Every time you make cortisol, you require progesterone as an ingredient to make cortisol. And so you steal your own cortisol, and that leaves you with a lower level. The other way is that you can have estrogen dominance. So too much estrogen will make progesterone feel even lower. So there's quite a few reasons for that. And like I said, progesterone levels peak during the second half of the cycle. So if you're just taking the same dose all month long, you're not going to mimic your cycle, and you're probably not going to help yourself ovulate.
And this is something that we typically will see if we decide to run a Dutch test for you. That's usually later on in the program, and then we'll start off with blood work. So we'll see for sure if something is off. Thanks so much for being here. If you've got a question that you want answered, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, send me a DM, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. and send me a DM. And please refer to our disclaimer below. Take care.